Hey everyone, it's Docfire. Welcome to Docfire's Down and Dirty Reviews. If you're looking for unbiased reviews on autococker parts and markers, well, you've come to the right place. Because I have to buy this stuff out of my own pocket. Anyway, enjoy the show. And if you have a good time here, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. Have a good one. Hey everyone, it's Docfire, and it's time for another Docfire Down and Dirty review. Well, not necessarily a review, but kind of an update on what's going on, why you haven't seen a video for a while, and stuff like that. You know, what I have planned. We all know it's been a little crazy here in 2020, and that's just life. And I kind of want to get back to doing some of these reviews, and just kind of go down the list of things that I need to still work on, and then some of the new stuff that's probably going to hit the channel. So one of the things is, you all know the Reg Dyno has been a pretty epic project for me. I still have a couple more regs I want to do, one being the new dye Hyperlight 3 that is in conjunction with Free Flow. And although it's not a new reg, it's a new on the market in the sense of a new style that kind of fits the cockers. And I think the reg looks really good. So I still have to do that. I have to go back and look at, I want to redo the CP reg again, since that was the first reg that I did in the series. And I kind of want to make sure that that it's consistent. I kind of want to go back to the first one and make sure there's any issues with that run or anything like that I'll do any updates. I don't think there will be. It was pretty consistent with all the runs that I did. And then I had the Palmer stabilizer I'm going to redo. It had some warranty work done on it, and which is the nice thing about that. They're still in business, and they fix any products that were had issues. So I'm going to probably run that one again through. And then I've had a lot of requests for folks wanting me to kind of consolidate all this data and into one place, and I haven't really figured out what's the best course of action on how to do that. How do I want to do that? I don't want to. My goal isn't really to blow out any paintball company out there that's making a reg. There aren't many left, quite frankly, that are making regs, and because a lot of the guns come out with regs now. So I don't want to really blow out a company, but I really kind of want to show you what regs are how they perform, and I'll let you make the decision. Have you look at the numbers and make a determination kind of what you want there. So one thing is finish that Reg Dyno stuff and kind of do a final video on that. The other is, and kind of one of the reasons that started the whole Reg Dyno project, is I want to do a Reg Dyno on tank regs. And here we have the Powerhouse. This is the Haymaker 500. This is from bought this off of Spoke Paintball. They're a dealer or a team or something like that. I don't know. So this is their reg. Sorry for the green screen background. It's kind of blowing out some of these chromes. But so we have the full size one, and then I have a regular size one. They're all the Haymakers. On addition with that, I have Immortal Air's new tank and reg. So this is what their 29-year, it's the tank lasts for so many years. The Hydra still every 5 years, but the tanks, you don't have to throw away after 15 or whatever it is. 5 cycles, I think it's good for double that. So it'll be definitely my career. And so we're going to do their reg. This is the Immortal Air's, this is their reg. The bonnet doesn't spin. I can't remember the model number of it. And the only difference between the two is one has a bonnet that spins, and that's been on back order. Haven't had it in stock. And I'm going to do the CP reg also, which is the reg that I kind of used, or is my primary reg for testing the inline regs with, because it out of initial testing was the most consistent. And then this is just what I call the Chinese knockoff. This is Empire's reg that comes on their kind of standard carbon fiber tanks, and they're small little 13 CIs. This is a 4,500 PSI one. I bought it. I needed a tank, so I bought this, and really I just needed the tank, so I got a reg with it that I'm probably never going to use. And so we're going to do that. So those are up there. We can't forget that I did a kind of a primer video on this guy right here. So, and this is going to be, this is the slab body that I put all the ports in there to measure internal pressures. So this back port right here with this fitting on it, that fits, the transducer fits on that. And that's the output side of the valve. And then this small SMC transducer right here. This one is between the ball and the bolt right before it fires. So it will give me what the pressure is behind the ball. And I initially did some runs with this setup, and I had some kind of interesting results. I kind of spiked all over the place, and I couldn't figure out what the reason behind that was, and ended up thinking that it was a transducer. It ended up being a power supply. I wasn't using the power supply that I used on my main rig dyno setup. I was using another one, which just was a little cheaper one just to test, and it was giving me really funny numbers. Just a bad power supply. So I ordered another power supply, another Mewall power supply, which are a nice power supply for this, and we should be getting going on that. And the whole reason behind this test is I go, yeah, I can test valves with it. It's a real pain in the butt to test valves because I have to take it apart every time. So I don't know how much I'm going to really go down that. I may do it for, my own purposes, but really it's to kind of look at all these different bolts that are out there, right? I got tons of different bolts. And here is the Inception. This is the Tri-Flow. Really kind of what I want to do is look at, how these bolts interact. How these bolts interact, if I can get everything to focus in here. There we go. How they all interact. I'm probably not going to stay in focus. How much flow or how much back pressure the bolt creates. So in the sense that if the bolt is not an open bolt, and between the valve, output side of the valve, and the bolt, how much back pressure is in there. And so when I set up a gun, and I'll set up that marker, and I'll have it set up to where the stock bolt, Wargames bolt, will be my mean bolt, my baseline, and then everything will go up or down from that, because that's kind of the stock factory bolt. So that's what I'll use, and we'll slip in another bolt and fire that and see what the pressures are on that. And if the pressure increases on the output side of the valve, it means the bolt itself is restrictive on flow. But we'll see what that does with FPS, and see if it changes any efficiencies or whatever. But I have some plans on that. So those videos should be coming here pretty soon. I got to really knuckle down and get those done, which is a lot of work. Let's see. I did a little thing where I showed this guy right here, and this is a Raspberry Pi. There's my Parker Pilot solenoid, and then I have a fitting on here for regulator. And basically this allows me to cycle I put a regulator on there, and I can cycle it. I can say, hey, I have a program that says turn that valve on for open that valve for so many milliseconds, and then shut it, and do that sequentially every so many seconds, or balls per second. So let's say 15, and I can say give me 1,000 shots at 15 balls a second, holding the dwell time of the valve open for whatever dwell I want it to open for. Now, granted, I could hook transducers up to that and kind of look at things, but you have to be really cautious on that, because that pilot valve is the port, the size of the port that air goes through is a lot smaller than an autococker valve, and so it doesn't release as much air, and so it usually doesn't have as much volume or demand on that regulator. So be careful with those numbers. But really, for me, just kind of test some things and see if I figure anything out on that. Let's see what else is going on. 3D printing stuff. I got this guy right here, so I can get it back here. This, I just printed this, and I had some filament. It's right here. The filament kind of got goofy at the end. But this is my 3D printed reg tool. And so I didn't invent anything special here. This right here is very similar to, if not the same dimensions, reasonably. I did some minor changes. Then the CCM, or not CCM, the CP's rag removal tool. So it's your tank rag removal tool. So your tank rag in there, and this mounts to a table, and you can unscrew it. And theirs is much smaller. Theirs is just this square right here, this bottom half, and I wanted something that I could mount with these holes. I could mount it to the bench, and then I have some trays in here where I can put O-rings and parts in there. Additionally, what else I have in here is, I can find my razor. Here we go. So I have this, you can see on the side, this slit here. So a razor goes in here, right? And then I have a hole there. So I can put some macro line if I have any that's relatively close. These right here. Take this one off. Oh, I can't get that off. So I don't have any macro line that's close, but the whole idea is have a hole here. I can slide it in. Oops, get it into focus. I can slide the macro line in there, and then I can square cut it. And it's just a tool, an easy tool for me to kind of chop macro line, or at least square up an edge of it, stuff like that. But so that's where we are with this thing. And I don't know if I'm gonna sell these. I may make a few of them, but being that this is kind of a copy, I kind of feel, I don't feel good about doing it. And they still sell that product, so I'm making this for me. And if I do make any more of these, I'll just give them away to folks. There won't be something that's for sold. I would just given away. But it's kind of cool. I got this little hole here where you can put your rag in. Actually, it's a little tight. You could work on your rag after it's done and, change things. But that's where we are with that. Other 3D printing stuff. So we go like this. So here are, I got to keep looking over at the monitor to make sure everything gets in focus here. Come on. There we go. So this is, I guess I have to put it back there. This is another 3D plate that I printed. And it is, this is ASA or ABS plastic, a little harder to print. And so I printed a whole bunch of these, a pile of them, piles. And here we go. This is a Bell Cells Humpback that I put it in. And I made them a wide, kind of a thick plate so I could sand them down. The ASA likes to sand nice, and it actually kind of polishes up. And I just want to try different shapes. I was doing ramp angles and stuff like that. I sent a whole bunch of this stuff off when the gray ones that I did. Here's a gray one here. As it green screen fights with it. That's for a pre-98. And so kind of the goal there is just kind of tweaking. If I find a design that actually really works, I may make some plates. I don't know if I'm going to have them injection molded or how I'm going to do it, but I may make some plates and do a small run of those, maybe a short run. I don't think I'll make them out of metal because they're that gets kind of expensive. And then finally we have, and this project, I got to be careful because there's certain things here I don't want to show yet. We'll just go like that. So this is the Maelstorm. This is the new gun by Killshot Customs. This is one of the prototypes, one of 4 or 5 prototypes. I can't remember. And so there's 3 black ones and then 5, and then 2 silver ones that I know that the 2 was 1 black and the 2 silvers are in Dan's possession, and then the other 2 blacks, one I have, another one Washington Rain Shane has, and we're testing out, and we're all kind of doing different builds. And so this is probably going to come probably Friday or Saturday. I'm going to do a Facebook Live video on this. So stay tuned to that. You should see it posted up on MAGA Paintball. So MAGA Paintball, which is this corner right there. That will link you to the MAGA Paintball Facebook page. And yes, don't get upset with me. I don't want to see the liberal tears out there and everyone cry because I used the word MAGA. I think it's just a play on words and it's just funny. And enjoy it. Have a smile for life. Have some humor. That's the way I look at it. And it's make autocockers great again. I think that's a good mention out there. But anyway, that's what we have going on. Oh, couple other reviews coming before I forget. Mark Davis is sending me a Mark cocker that he just finished. You guys may have saw a photo of it. He posted it up there, and I think I posted a photo of on MAGA Paintball. The customer that got that marker has agreed to have it shipped to me first to do a kind of initial review and look at these kind of reproduced Mark's old cockers that he's reproducing and stuff like that. Some of his stuff, would love to get one that's engraved, but I don't know if I feel comfortable even having that shipped to my house and having feeling losing it or something like that. So I have a Mark cocker coming, and then I have the new Free Flow cocker will be showing up when they start shipping. Oh, and then finally the die pneumatics that are in conjunction with Free Flow. So it's the LPR and the 3-way. And I'm not going to do the die ram, or not the die ram, the Free Flow ram. It's an SMC ram that's been rebranded and slightly modified to open up the ports. Great ram, not rebuildable, but still a great ram. Really smooth. So there's a review on that ram. But I'm going to be doing some of the reviews on that, and maybe some of the other Free Flow stuff. I showed the doo-doo brown. This is their Venturi bolt, their 10-hole Venturi bolt. And we'll probably see more of the reviews of bolts when I do that bolt test, and kind of see if there's any major differences with that. But outside of that, so we have reg update, tank reg up we're gonna go live with. You're probably gonna see some more videos on the dyno system for the bolts, and then finally you're gonna see some reviews on the Mark cocker, the new not caliber, but I'm losing the track of the name of what the new Free Flow cocker is, and it's not the new $900 one, the retro. It's one of the other ones. But anyway, with that, that's it. Don't forget to hit the bell down below wherever it is, and like and subscribe. Share this video on Facebook, and let other people know. Let's get some more folks in here. All right, Docfire out.